Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tyler, and today I'm going to be leading through a little bit of a binding flow. Now, for those of you who are new to yoga, welcome. There will be a few intermediate practices in this, but don't worry, I will offer modifications in case you don't quite want to go into the full bind or the twists. Just enjoy the practice. But to start off with, we're going to head out down on our mat and go to child's pose. So, bringing your knees nice and wide, you want to bring your toes to touch at the back of the mat, and then start to extend your arms forward, dropping your head down to the mat. Now, sometimes it takes people a little bit of a while to get comfortable in this position. But what I want you to do is start to bring your awareness and your intention to your breath. Let's take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's take a few more like that. Just starting to relax the body now to ground it down. On our next inhale, let's start to walk the hands all the way over to the right side. Just trying to create a little bit of length in the side of the body here. You can even place that left hand on top, it feels good. And just take a really deep breath there. Gently come all the way back to center, and then walk it all the way through to the opposite side, feeling a nice deep stretch in the right side of the body, now in the obliques. Keep your head on the ground so you're still relaxing through your neck. And then come all the way back to center. Gazing towards your hands, you're going to roll on all the way up into a tabletop position. Let's drop our belly, gaze forward, take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, let's dome our upper back. Find an angry cat back, gaze into the belly button. Moving through this just in and out in your own time, in your own pace. But just make sure you're pressing down into your palms here so you're really activating through the shoulders. But I start to encourage a little bit of movement here. So maybe you want to find a little bit more. Some spinal twists, some head rolls. Maybe you can bend in the elbows. Or if a normal cat-cow suits you, then just stay with whatever feels good. I'm just going to give you a few moments here of movement, of breath. Tapping back into the body, waking it up, feeling the movement, the breath, the blood, just feeling the body start to wake up and become alive. And we'll all meet back in a tabletop position. Pushing our bum back in towards our heels, let's gaze towards our hands, half child's pose. Let's roll on all the way forward back into a tabletop. Let's take a few more of those. So push the bum back and then roll all the way back into a tabletop. 2 more like that. Inhale and exhale. And on your last one, you're going to gaze towards your fingers. You're going to roll all the way forward and start to drop your hips towards the earth. So you're into like a full cobra. Let's lower all the way down into our belly. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders here now. Baby cobra as you roll on up. So bring those elbows in. Keep the chest lifted. Pelvis pushes into the ground. Exhale as you come down. 1 more like that. Inhale, roll on up. Now I have a really flexible lower back, so I actually can take my baby cobra here. But for those of you at home, I would recommend that you push down into your palms. Your gaze is to the ground and you just go this high. Exhale, lower all the way down. Dropping your head onto the ground, release your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers and roll your shoulders back. Let it pull all the way to the back of the mat, lifting your chest, head, neck, shoulders off the ground. Keep pushing through the tops of the feet for 5, 4, 3. Keep squeezing the glutes for 2. Exhale, roll all the way onto the belly. Plant the hands and push all the way back into a child's pose. That feels good. Nice. Lifting your head up, let's tuck our toes under and we'll meet in a downwards facing dog. Now again, taking out any movement that feels good for you. Maybe you're treading through the feet, you're bending through the knees, you're finding a little bit of spinal movement. We are going to find that in a second altogether, but just take what you need right now for your practice. Enjoying being upside down. And if you feel the blood rush into your head, just take a moment to deepen that breath. It might feel a little bit strange at first, and your first reaction might be like, oh, I just want to get out of this as fast as I can. But stay with it. All right, yogis, let's place our heels down onto the ground. Let's lift the heels up to the sky as we inhale, ripple all the way through into a plank position. Bend the knees, let's push on all the way back. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, roll on through. Bend the knees, push on all the way back. Right leg lifts up to the sky. Flex the foot, bend the knee, open out the hip. We're going to find one big hip rotation here with the knee. Go as wide as you possibly can. And as we inhale, we'll bring it all the way through nose to knee, but don't drop it. Exhale, sweep it back. Bring it through to the right elbow as you inhale. Exhale, sweep it back. Now stepping it to the outside of the right hand, place it down nice and slow. Maybe even dropping that back knee if that feels good to you. And we're just going to find a little bit of movement in our hips. Now you'll have to bear with me on this, yogis. I have had a cold since coming back from Finland and I'm trying to bear with the breathing and the nose, so I'm hoping that you can deal with it too. And again, just finding that movement, taking it nice and slow, moving into the side of the body, creating a little bit of a deep connection into the hip here, especially in the right hip flexor if it's tight. And let's drop on down into our full lizard lunge, pressing down into the palms. Now you're gonna place your right arm where it is, your left arm's gonna reach up to the sky on the in-breath. As you exhale, you're gonna slowly bend that back knee and see if you can grab hold of your foot. You might have to come onto your fingertips here and you're gonna pull it in towards the body. You can either gaze to the sky or to the ground, completely up to you. And we'll keep actively pressing that foot in for 3, for 2, gently release for 1. Hand sweeps on back down, left arm to the ground, right arm reaches to the sky. Same thing, we'll sweep our right arm forward though first to open up the shoulder girdle and then bend that back foot and see if we can grab hold of it with our right hand. Gazing up to the sky and squeezing that foot towards the glute. Just allowing yourself to be here, to listen to the body, to feel into that deep stretch. And one more breath. Can you sink a little bit deeper? Exhale, gently release the foot. Plant the hands down, turn the right toes to the outside of the mat, step the left knee up, so tuck your back toes under. Malasana squat at the front of the mat, drop your hips down, bring your elbows in towards your knees, find Anjali Mudra, so prayer position. And you're just gonna rock a little bit from side to side. We're not gonna do anything too much, just a slight gentle rock. If you have blocks at home, you're more than welcome to paste them under your under your heels, if you would like to. Really nice. And then when you're ready, plant your hands down, lift your hips up to the sky, heel toe the feet in, around hip distance apart. Let's find a flat back as you inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, rise on all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift on all the way up. Exhale, find that fold. Find your flat back as you breathe in. Plant the hands, let's step all the way back into a plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Pushing into the palms, grounding down through the feet here. Maybe even try and lift all 10 toes up if you can, keeping the heels on the ground. As we inhale, heels lift up to the sky. Let's ripple on all the way through into a plank. Bend the knees, let's push back. One more like that. Take your time, yogis. Take it nice and slow. And push back. Beautiful. Left leg lifts to the sky. Flex the foot, bend the knee, open out the hip. Let's take one big circle with that knee. Open it out. Beautiful. Bringing it all the way through, nose to knee. Sweeping it back, three-legged dog. One more to the outside of the left elbow. Sweep it back, three-legged dog. Let's step it all the way to the outside of the left hand now. Finding our lizard lunge, dropping our back knee, and again, just creating a little bit of space here in the hips. So moving around, maybe from side to side, up, down, finding those circles. Just waking up the hips a little bit here. This feels so nice, especially first thing in the morning if you're practicing this or after a long day sat down. Come back into stillness in your lizard. Left hand goes down, right arm reaches up. Gently start to bend that back knee, and can you grab hold of the foot? You might have to come onto your fingertips of your left hand and pull that foot all the way in to the back of the glute, gazing over your right shoulder. For 3, for 2. Exhale, gently release it down. Right hand to the ground, this time left arm up to the sky. Let's sweep it all the way forward, take a big circle, and as you exhale to the back of the room, can you grab hold of that foot? Dropping the hips down. Actively pulling that foot in towards the body here. Let's take one more deep breath. Exhale, gently release. Hands come on the inside of the leg. Turn those left toes out. Let's lift that back knee up. Step into your malasana at the top of the mat. Come to sit on down. This time the right arm reaches in front of the right leg. Left arm reaching all the way up to the sky. Let's find length in those fingertips as we gaze on up. Squeezing that belly and try not to collapse into your legs. I know how easy it feels, but you want to imagine a big white light coming out from the crown of your head. Let's bring it all the way back to center. Rise on up. Use the elbows to push the knees out. Feel length in the spine. Feel nice and tall. Left arm extends in front of left leg. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Let's bring it all the way back down to center. Now you have an option here to step back into your plank if you would like. Otherwise, we're going to lift our hips to the sky. I'm a little bit close to my sofa. Lift up onto the tiptoes. Let's make our way into our crow pose. So grounding down through the palms, start to lift the knees up. You might even find a little bit of air time with your crow. For 3, for 2, shoot back for 1 if you want to try it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Right leg lifts to the sky on the in-breath. Flex the toes, bend the knee. Let's open out the hip. Find a big circle with that knee. Start to extend that foot all the way behind you and see if you can drop it behind, finding a wild thing. Shooting your right arm to the back of the room. Let's take a really deep belly breath here. Exhale, flip it all the way over, three-legged dog. Leg sweeps up to the sky. Let's bring it all the way over to the right elbow. Sweep it back as you exhale. One more time, right elbow. Sweep it back. Let's step it all the way through to the outside of the right foot once again. Turn that back heel down. Warrior one. Let's reach on up. Now I want you to imagine your hips are facing parallel to the front of the mat here. If your hips are kind of to the side, you want to turn them in a little bit more. Raising your arms up to the sky, dropping down through your pelvis, but squeezing your mula bandha in. So imagine you're pulling the front side of your body up. Energy through the fingers. On our next in-breath, let's open up into our warrior two. Gazing over that right middle finger. Really nice. Let's flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Left arm to the back of the leg, right arm reaches up to the sky. Open it up. Make sure you stay nice and bent through that front knee. I can see you through the camera. Gazing up to the sky. Let's take one more deep breath here. Exhale. Back into your warrior two. Start to straighten out your leg now. Push all your weight into your left hip. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reaching that right arm as far as it can go. Placing the hand on the inside of the leg, or if you have a block, you can grab the block. And again, taking your gaze wherever feels comfortable. Now I want you to imagine that you're being pulled up through your left arm. Someone is actively pulling you up, and so you're really using your obliques here like we worked in before. Now on the next breath, gaze towards the ground. Start to bend through that right knee ever so slowly. Place your right hand in front of your foot and lift on up into your half moon. I'm going to shimmy on back because I'm going to end up in the sofa otherwise, but yeah, you're going to meet in your half moon. Now pointing through the toes here. Now we've worked our way all the way up into this, so start to bend that knee and see if you can grab hold of that foot with the left hand. Doesn't matter how high it is. And take your time getting there for 3. Now let's go a bit longer for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Gently release the foot. Bend through the front knee. Let's meet back in our warrior 2. Really nice. Let's move into our extended side angle. So elbow comes on the inside of the leg, left arm reaches up to the sky. Now this is your option 1. Option 2, start to extend that right arm down to the ground. Option 3, move into your bind. So thread that left arm behind you, behind your lower back, and thread the right arm underneath the right leg, grabbing hold of the wrist, gazing up to the sky. Let's breathe on here. I know how it feels. I'm with you. Just stay with me. For 3, for 2. Gently gaze towards the ground. Let's release the bind. Let's meet an extended side angle wherever you are. Find extension first. Let's reach back up into our warrior 2. Now left arm is going to sweep in front. You're going to lift your back heel up. We'll meet in oh my goodness, where have my words gone? We'll meet in a high lunge. Reach the arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, find a cactus. Lift on up as you breathe on in. Hands come through to heart center. Now crossing that left elbow over the right knee. Now find your twist. You're gazing towards the right side of the room. Pressing your hands into a prayer pose here. Lose my balance as I show you what to do. And again, just stay with me, yogis. I can feel it in my legs too. I'm right there with you. For 3. For 2. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Let's float them all the way down to the mat. Sweep it back, 3-legged dog. Let's roll through a 3-legged chaturanga. Inhale as you breathe on in, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Whew. I think you thought you'd never make it there, didn't you? Don't worry, we only have one more side to go. And then we can start to move it towards the ground. So let's take a really deep belly breath in here. And exhale, just sigh it out. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Give your head a little bit of a shake here. Left leg lifts to the sky. Flex the foot, bend the knee, open out the hip. Let's take one big circle with that left hip. All the way around. Keep reaching that foot all the way to the right side. And then let's meet in a wild thing. Extending that left arm in front of you. Take an inhale. Exhale, flip it back over. 3-legged dog. Sweep it up to the sky. Left elbow as you breathe on in. Exhale, sweep it back. One more, left elbow. Sweep it back. Step it all the way through to the outside of the left hand. Flatten that back heel. Let's rise on up, warrior 1. Sinking down into your hips, squaring them off to the front of the mat. Actively push down through your back heel here. This is just to support your leg. Well, your knee more than your leg. Warrior 2. Flipping the front palm, let's reverse the warrior. Right arm to the back of the leg, left arm lifts to the sky. Warrior 2. Straighten out that front leg, heel toe that back foot in ever so slightly, trikonasana. So reach that left arm forward as far as you can go and then drop it down onto the outside of the leg, the inside of the leg. Gazing up towards the fingers. Remember, you're being pulled out through your right hand, so you're actively lifting up. On your next breath, gaze to the ground. Let's start to bend through that left knee. Place the left hand down, half moon. Reaching that back leg up. Lifting nice and tall. Now again, start to bend through that knee. Grab hold of the foot and actively pull against the foot as you lift for your chest. This is a heart opener as well as a deep hip opener. For 5, 4, for 3, for 2, exhale, release back into your half moon. Start to bend through that front knee and let's land back into our warrior 2. Whew, we made it. Really nice. Arm goes on the inside of the leg, or you can come all the way down towards the ground into extended side angle. Gazing up to the top. Now staying here or flipping that arm behind you, threading behind your lower back. Let's meet in your bind. Grabbing hold of the wrist and actively pulling it as you open up your chest to the sky. Again, connecting with your deep belly breathing here for 5, 4, 3, for 2. Exhale, let's meet back in our extended side angle. You're doing so well, guys. I'm even sweating right now. I'm there, right there with you. Let's come back up into our warrior 2. Right arm sweeps forward. Let's lift that back heel up and meet in a high lunge. As we lift up to the sky, we exhale, find those cactus arms. Inhale, lift them all the way back up. Anjali Mudra to the center of the chest, prayer pose. Cross that right elbow over that left knee, opening your body up, finding that twist on the other side. And again, if you'd like to bind as well, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, just stay here. For the bind, you can open up and release that hand underneath. For 5, 4, 3, for 2, bring it back to the prayer. Hands come to heart center, plant them down, 3-legged dog as you sweep it back, 3-legged chaturanga. Inhale as you lift on up. Let's meet in a child's pose now, so bend the knees, push the hips back and drop the head down. Connecting back with the breath, with the body. You're doing so well, yogis. Now gazing towards your hands, let's come on all the way up into a tabletop position. Tucking your toes under. Lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Now start to walk your feet in halfway and then your hands walk all the way back towards your feet. Let's take a flat back as we rise and fold as we exhale. Now placing your left hand on the ground, you have 2 ways of doing this. Number 1, left hand on the ground. Number 2, peace fingers wrap around your left big toe. Right fingers wrap around your right big toe. You start to lift your heel up of your right foot. Now I'm going to do the first way just to show you because that is the more advanced way. But placing your left hand down, start to lift your right foot off the ground. Just find a little bit of balance. And then see if you can start to bring it all the way out to the side. Really nice. And then slowly bring it all the way back. And again, just take a fold once you get back to the beginning. It's a little bit intense on the neck because you're squeezing every part of your body here. Maybe giving it a shake. And then let's try the other side. Right hand down or peace fingers, take your variation. Option 2, wrap it around. Start to place the weight into the left foot. See if you can start to lift it out to the side. Gaze into the ground, find your balance. One more breath. Lower it all the way down. Bend your knees, let's fold on forward. Start to drop your bum all the way down towards the ground. Lower, lower, lower. Let's walk the feet out nice and long. And we're going to find a diamond shape with our legs now. So bring your heels in, but they're not going to come as close as they would for a normal butterfly. They're going to come a little bit wider and a little bit longer on your mat. Now all we're going to do is start to walk the hands forward over the feet, drop the head down. Let's take around 5 deep breaths here. Now this is a really beautiful time for you to reset, to allow your body to relax into the mat. All of the hard work you've just done, deep within the hips and the body. Let's take another 2 breaths here. Just allow yourself to fold even deeper. And then gently let's come on all the way up. Nice and slow. Bring the knees together. Let's meet in a boat pose. So coming onto your tiptoes, lifting your legs up, you can take variation 1 or variation 2. Holding for 5, 4, 3, for 2, and for 1. Bend the knees in. Let's lower all the way down onto the mat. Releasing your hands out to the side. Let's take a breath in, and as you exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around them and give them a nice tight squeeze. Maybe even taking a rock from side to side. And then extending your arms out into a T shape. Let's lift the knees up and drop them all the way over to the right. Maybe even letting your gaze fall to the left. Let's start to just allow our bodies to melt into the mat now. To slow down, to calm down. Inhale, bring it all the way back to center. Exhale, drop them over to the left. Letting your head just roll to the right. And I just want you to stay with this idea, this sense of being. Even though we've been moving through a lot of twists and binds, a lot of fire within our body, it's so important for us to remember that we are here in our physical body every day. And it deserves love and attention and energy, not just when we're moving and feeling good, but even when we're feeling not so great. Let's bring the knees all the way back to center and drop them down to the bottom of the mat, making our way into our final shavasana. Now, if you have time and you would like to stay here longer, you are more than welcome to just take this space for yourself. Otherwise, slowly and gently, let's make our way all the way up into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands in into Anjali Mudra, placing them at the center of your chest and just pressing the thumbs against your heart space. Let's finish this practice with a collective breath, breathing in and sighing it out. You have been amazing yogis. Thank you so much for taking your time to practice with me today on the mat. Let's get a little bit twisty and bindy. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. Please let me know which flows you are loving at the moment, and I promise to create more of them. And in the meantime, you can catch me on Instagram with all my travels, my self-development, and everything else. I'll see you in the next one.